coming to this press conference. Just for those who are following translation, 1 and 2 français. So, numéro 1 en français, numéro 2 arabe.
It's good for everybody to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you to the media, and a very special thanks to my brother Fauzi, the president of the Royal Moroccan Football Federation, and thank you to our interim General Secretary Lux and the staff at CAF. This is going to be a short press conference, but it's also an opportunity for you to ask questions. And yesterday I was in Senegal, had a very, very good day, very good meetings with the head of state of Senegal, the president of Senegal, President Faye, and spent the rest of the day with the leadership, the president of the Senegal Football Federation and his executive. They took me around to show me the new building and the good work that's taking place. But the purpose of my visit yesterday to Senegal was very clear, and today's visit is a continuation of the objectives I had for the meetings yesterday, and the objectives I have and the objectives that CAF has for visiting Morocco today. The message I gave to the head of state, President Faye of Senegal, President Faye, and to work together with the people of Senegal to develop football in Senegal and on the African continent. And what I emphasized yesterday is this is the same message I'm taking to Morocco. And I also added that it's important that the message I give and the message that CAF gives to the football leadership of Senegal, to the government of Senegal, to the president, and to the people of Senegal is that there's a deep commitment, but also a deep love for the people of Senegal, and to make sure that all of us work together with the leadership, with the people of Senegal, and for the development and growth of football in the continent, but also the challenges that we experienced at the final match of the Total Energies Cup AFCON Morocco. Those challenges, and I expressed my personal opinion that I was extremely disappointed, but those problems and those challenges are now in front of the CAS, and I really am sick and tired of having, for the last 3 months, every time I meet the media, I've got to answer questions about what happened at the final match of the AFCON in Morocco. It has happened. This was the most successful AFCON in the history of this competition by all standards. And the difficulties and the problems that have arisen, those processes will follow the legal and the regulatory procedure of CAF and FIFA. And I'm confident that the decision of CAS will unite all of us, will unite the people of Senegal and unite the people of Morocco, and also unite the people of the 54 African nations. But I can't be asked the same question. I've got 54 nations in Africa. I've got 54 member associations. I've got competitions to run, and world-class competitions. CAF has to develop football, make African football world-class. And we've got the biggest competition in the world, the FIFA World Cup that's taking place in a few months. So I'm clear in my mind, those issues about the final of the Total Energies Cup AFCON Morocco are behind us. And you can even say that they are on the side, because some people say, if I say they're behind us, they're not really behind us because the judgment is coming. That's fine. They're on the side. But I bring a positive message. And that positive message, as I closed the press conference yesterday, was to say, the message I gave to the people of Morocco is an identical message I'm giving today to the people, the message I gave yesterday to the people of Senegal is an identical message I give to the people of Morocco. And I'm very optimistic and confident. The meetings were positive, absolutely positive. And let me tell you what the message is that I bring today to the people of Senegal, and I start giving the message to my brother Fauzi, as president of the Royal Moroccan Football Federation, and to the leadership of the Royal Moroccan Football Federation, and to say to them and to the government of Morocco and to His Majesty King Mohammed VI, may God assist him, and to the people of Morocco, to say that I am personally deeply committed, and CAF is deeply committed, and I talk on behalf of the 54 nations whose member associations are part of CAF. I talk on behalf of the member associations who represent 54 African nations. And the message is, as I said, we are deeply committed to work together. We are deeply committed to make sure that we develop and grow football in Morocco and on the African continent. And also to say, we have deep love for the people of Morocco, for the government of Morocco, and for the Football Federation. Now, so it's very clear in my mind that we have made significant progress. And let me tell you something else. I went to Gorée Island yesterday as well, and I gave an explanation that by coincidence, President Mandela, when he came back, I wasn't aware, but he had been to Gorée Island, and he asked to see me, and basically he thought he wanted to thank me for the work that the Family Foundation was doing, for the duty we have to help and to assist. And we were giving tractors and fertilizer and seed to the poor rural areas and to areas where our traditional leaders and our kings are. And he said, I just wanted to thank you, but he also said, I've come back from Gorée Island. I had a very emotional visit to Gorée Island, and I know you are very busy, but when you find time and go to Senate and go to travels in Africa, please find time and go to Gorée Island and just go and see and experience the history of the continent. Why it was important for me to go now, because I've been there earlier, and on both occasions I could not go. It was important because there were some statements that were made that were enormously hurtful, enormously hurtful. And of course, my duty is to keep people united, but there were some statements that were made about the AFCON final in Morocco and discussions about slavery. And enormously, not just enormously inappropriate, but enormously painful, because all of us on the continent have a huge duty to work together and to keep our people united. And we know our history. Our history over the years had lots of challenges. And this is one of the things I was discussing with the people in Senegal, to discuss and say that we should really avoid all of these inflammatory statements it's not good, but it doesn't help anybody, it's not good for anybody. But again, let me step aside from that and focus on the positive. So I went to Gorée Island because it was the right thing to do on my side, and as I said, it was an obligation I had, and it's part of the history of what was of the continent, and we are confident that we are now building together. We've got painful histories, all of us. I grew up in a country where there was discrimination based on the color of my skin, but I look beyond that, and we built. So I want to go back to going back to football. So very good meeting, and very positive statement from the Senegalese government and the people, the football leadership. And I had a wonderful meeting this morning with my brother Fauzi and some of our leaders in arrived here this morning. I told the media that we should now focus on our national team. And this is the message I'm going to take to every one of those 10 nations that will be representing us in America and in Mexico and in Canada for the World Cup. We have to, and I'm in Morocco, so I'll say this, we've got to support Hakimi, we've got to support Ibrahim, we've got to support our national team. They've made us proud in Qatar. They made the people of Morocco proud. They made the people of Africa very proud. And we support them and encourage them and say, we know that you will do well, and we know that you will do us proud in America and in Canada and in Mexico. Same message I gave yesterday in Senegal. To say to the people of Senegal, support Sadio Mane, support Koulibaly, support the national team. They'll be representing the people of Senegal, they'll be representing the people of Africa. And it's the same message I'm taking to the other 8 nations and the other 8 national teams. So I'm clear in my mind. Are there issues which are problematic and which are negative? Yes, there are. But I'm confident that whatever the decision of CAS will say, we will respect it and we will implement it. But we have to rise above those issues. I remember I was watching some of the games where Senegal was playing in the AFCON, not with Morocco. Senegal playing other nations in Morocco. And I was commenting, I said, but why are there so many people? I was very happy. How is it that there are so many people from Senegal who are here watching the national team? And this is something we should learn for all of the other national teams. And they say, no, President. These people live, these Senegalese people live in Morocco. And I'm told there's about 250,000 Senegalese people living in Morocco. So and then they explained to me, there's a very long history, a proud history between the people of Senegal and the people of Morocco. And we are never going to allow football to divide us. It's never going to happen. We are never going to allow football to separate and divide our people. There are problems, there are challenges. We'll overcome them. We will use football to unite our people, to build on this history between the people of Senegal and the people of Morocco. And I'm confident we, African football, we will come out of this problem and the challenges we have. And as I said, my extreme disappointment, I may not comment on what happened at the final, because I have a duty and an obligation, a legal obligation and a fiduciary obligation. When a matter is before a judicial body, which is CAS, I may not comment, but we've already started, we've identified some regulations which, even though the CAF regulations and the AFCON regulations are based on the FIFA regulations and the football rules which apply all over the world. What I have learned and what we have learned from the final is that some of those laws have to be significantly improved. One of the issues that has worried me is that if there's a serious violation of a serious regulation, the consequences of which fundamentally undermine the integrity, the credibility, the respect for football, we have to change our regulations to make sure that there's a concomitant and an appropriate sanction. This is very, very important. And let me also say this. One of the things that has always worried me from the day I became president, it's an old matter. There's been a lot of suspicion and distrust in many of our referees. It's an old matter. We've done a lot of good work. We did excellent work. I mean, my brother Fauzi was discussing with me this morning something that we discussed quite some time ago. We started an excellent partnership with FIFA to professionalize African referees. And it improved their skills and expertise and made them world class. And Gianni Infantino played an important role from FIFA, and we did it from CAF. And that process was stopped. And I didn't know about it. And I asked Gianni, why was this thing stopped? He says, I didn't even know myself it was stopped. But this is one of the issues that the chairman of the referees committee raised when he came to give us a report, because the CAF Exco asked him to give us a report. Give us a report of the assessment of the performance of the referee and the VAR on the day of the final match of the Total Energies, the CAF AFCON Morocco 2025. So I was saying to Fauzi this morning, there are times when, let me give you an example. When we sit together, we're at the stadium, and Morocco is playing. And the referees take decisions, and they blow the whistle. Now, you must understand, we are all human beings. I may be the president of CAF, but we are all football spectators. We love football. And I see sometimes the referee takes a decision. Fauzi says, oh my God, what does the rule say? I mean, how? This is not what the rules say, this is not what the regulations say. But, he's got to sit down and keep quiet and watch what the referee is doing. So, all of us, we are football lovers. We often at times, and referees are human, they make mistakes. And sometimes VAR, I always make this example. There's a football club called Mamelodi Sundowns that the family owns. They play against another football club in the Champions League called Yanga. And Yanga scores a goal. And I'm watching the match. And I say, that's a goal. And the referee comes and the VAR says it's not a goal. I said, oh my God. Because it's not just a decision, but they justify it. They say, no. Here is the line, I could see it. And the ball did not cross the line. But for an ordinary football player, it looks like it has crossed the line. So I'm just saying that we should not be excessively judgmental and excessively condemning. We will keep improving the referees. and we will pay them well, and we've already started going back to that old system of professionalizing them. But we should discourage the consistent condemnation of the decision of our referees. There are times when they'll get it wrong, and there are times when they'll get it wrong. But my job and our job is to build them up and to make sure that that ordinary football supporters and spectators on the continent, the 1.6 billion people in Africa and worldwide, they respect African referees and VAR operators, and our referees and operators have the credibility that we know they deserve, and we'll make good progress. One final issue: judicial bodies. If you look at, there are decisions that are going to be made by our disciplinary board and by our appeal board. Our job is to make sure that we continue the process of appointing the most respected, the most experienced judges and lawyers, and let them take those decisions. I'm told in the past the CAF president would say, these are the judges that should be on the disciplinary board or appeal board, or these are the referees that should be considered. Those days are over. The EXCO and the 51 member associations, all of the judges were appointed based on the names we got. The names we received from our member associations, the 54 member associations, as well as the CAF zones. So I want to conclude by saying we've got challenges. We are overcoming those challenges. We will deal with those challenges. We'll wait for the judgment of CAS. Whatever that decision is, we will respect it. We will implement it. The AFCON we had in Morocco, the most successful by all standards. Despite the challenges we had and the moments of, as I said, extreme disappointment on my side at the final, but the security, the logistics, the transport, the hotels, the football pitches, the hospitals, and you know what made me proud? The warmth, the hospitality, the love of the people of Morocco. All of the people, many of the people who came, they said, wow, you know, this has been, the people of Morocco embraced us with so much love, and it has created a lasting perception in their mind. And we say, but this is what we always experience when we come in. So I just want to thank Fauzi once more for the work he's doing as my first vice president, and the work he's been helping me in various other capacities within CAF. And I want to thank the Royal Morocco Football Federation and its leadership. I want to thank the government. I want to thank His Majesty King Mohammed VI. May God assist him. I want to thank the people of Morocco. And we will, in life there'll always be challenges, and we will overcome them. As I said, corruption, non-negotiable. We will never tolerate corruption from anybody, from anywhere. We will take appropriate action, because it is important. It is important. It's a legacy. When I'm gone and I'm not president of CAF anymore, all of us want to say that we really, transparency, ethics, governance, and zero tolerance of corruption has been a hallmark. It's a legacy for the people who take over after us. And we've made good progress, enormous progress. And part of that progress is recognized by our sponsors. We've made the financial position of CAF is stronger than ever before because of my vice presidents and because of the 54 member associations. And we must focus on the positive now. And the positive is we are going to the World Cup. Let's support. And I'm in Morocco today. Let all of us, every one of our brothers and sisters in this country, encourage the national team and also the good leadership that Fauzi is providing to say, we are with you. And I know that when I say we wish Morocco everything of the best, they will make us proud. And that message is for the whole 10 nations that are going to America and that are going to Mexico and Canada. I know I speak on behalf of the 1.6 billion people on the African continent and on behalf of the 54 member association. So thank you once more. Of course, I'll take your questions, but just one other quick issue. There was discussion about the people who were arrested at the final in the media yesterday, and we've had discussions with the president and with the football leadership, and I discussed it as well with my brother Fauzi and government representatives here. We as CAF respect the sovereignty, the judicial and legal sovereignty of every single one of our 54 nations on the African continent. We respect that enormously. And of course, what happened took place in the field of play, and that's why we have a duty to engage. But I'm confident because the advice I was given was the proper thing is for the discussions to take place between the governments of Morocco and the governments of Senegal. And we are respectful of those processes because those are issues that raise the sovereignty of those nations. But just as I said, my eyes now on the FIFA World Cup, and remember last time we went to the semi-final? There's a beautiful world, inshallah, inshallah. I want that also. I keep telling my Christian brothers and sisters, inshallah, inshallah. We are optimistic and confident that Morocco is going to go from the semi-final to the final, inshallah, inshallah. And when I said this yesterday in Senegal, they said, President, can you imagine 2 African countries in the final? I said, oh, inshallah, inshallah. 2 African countries. Allah, please pray. But that's the same message as I said I give to every one of the 10 nations. And we have to believe in our people. We have to believe in our football players. We've got to believe in our leadership. In football, we've got to believe in our continent and our people. We've got great people. And there'll be challenges. We'll reconcile. We'll come out of the challenges of the AFCON more united and stronger than ever before. I think I can go now. Merci beaucoup. I can go and
Mr. President, just a few questions.
So we'll allow you to take questions. I'm not sure whether you want to say something, Fauzi. Okay, merci. Okay, we'll answer the question.
السلام عليكم. باتريس باتريس. دكتور موتسيبي، قلت بأنها أفضل نسخة لكأس الافريقيا التي نظمت في المغرب. ماذا فعلت الكاف لتحيين قوانينها لتفادي مثل الأحداث التي حدثت في النهائي لكي لا تتكرر في المسابقات المقبلة التي تنظم تحت لواء الاتحاد الافريقي؟
Very good question. Very good question. We've already implemented some of the changes and resolutions to make sure that what happened on the final day doesn't happen again. And there are certain things we could have done differently and could have done better. We already did a lot of good work, and those changes, some of those changes will have to go to the Ordinary General Assembly, where all the 54 nations are present, but others we are implementing through EXCO. So thank you for that. And we are making, as it is, huge progress, and African football will even be much better and much stronger.
Oui, madame.
On m'entend?
Le français.
Yes. You can ask in Arabic as well.
I will ask in English.
Okay. Oh, in English.
Hello everyone, my name is Magda Soltani for Le 360. So my question goes to Mr. Moutsepe. The CAF Appeal Board's decision of March 17, which crowned Morocco champion, it remains to this day the latest official ruling, with CAS being an independent body. So therefore, as things stand right now, Morocco is the AFCON champion, right? So Mr. Moutsepe, my question is, why did you not speak out clearly to reaffirm the identity of the champion, nor react to Senegal's celebration, which challenged directly your authority by brandishing a trophy that is not theirs anymore? And also, please, during AFCON, Morocco faced a lot of criticism and allegations and accusation of favoritism, which once again tarnishes the CAF's image and the host nation image. So why did you not speak at this moment? Thank you.
A very good question. Very good question. We've made statements, but you must also be careful. When people make all sorts of allegations which are false and unfounded, and you make a statement to correct that, but those false and unfounded allegations continue. That's why I'm saying I'm sick and tired. I'm not going to keep wasting my time to continue responding to false and unfounded allegations and accusations. We're just repeated all the time. The second issue is that in accordance with the regulations, I have to wait. I have to wait until we take legal advice. We have to, because we have a duty to protect the integrity and the reputation of the 54 nations on the African continent and CAF itself. But in accordance with the legal advice, we have to now respect the decision that comes out of CAS, and the guidance was we should not be making any statements. And I've had 2 press conferences, big press conference like this, and we've said many things, but I respect the independence of the media. You must make whatever comments and make whatever criticisms you deem appropriate. My job is to make sure that at all times we're acting legally, we're acting ethically, we're acting in compliance with the CAF and FIFA statutes and regulations, and we maintain the integrity and respect of CAF and of African football.
Merci, President. Say?
Oh, okay, thank you.
In English.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm محمد on sport. Mr. Bati's after a great competition.
You are from where?
Moroccan journalist.
Oh, thank you. I know you are, but I'm just for the benefit of everybody.
Yeah.
Because usually you say, I'm John, I'm from BBC in Europe. That's fine. Or I'm from China. Anyway, good to see you.
After a great competition, some countries used the final of the AFCON to ruin Morocco's image. What do you think about them, and how is your relationship with Morocco right now? Thank you.
Very good question. Very good question. And the lady asked an important question. Now, you've got to be careful, because in accordance with the legal and ethical requirements and fiduciary requirements, there are certain issues which I can't express an opinion on a matter that's before a judicial body. That's a legal requirement worldwide. But we are not naive. We are not naive. I mean, we live in a world where there's a lot of there's historical matters, there's issues that happens at any given time, and there are political issues, and some of the issues extend beyond politics, and we are very clear that we have to make sure that we keep everybody focused on football. Because some of the accusations that have been made, and I'm not going to go into those at all, because I'm not even going to dignify them with a response. I'm very clear in my mind that I'm proud of what has happened in Morocco. I'm proud of the AFCON. I'm disappointed with what happened in the final. That's behind me now. That's behind CAF. And we will continue. I was very proud when this morning my brother Fauzi reaffirmed the historical contributions that Morocco has made for the development of football on the continent. And when you are genuine in your assistance and your cooperation, and you really want to build ties with the other countries on the continent, our people can see it and they can feel it. And I'm confident my job is to keep everybody united. Let me give you an example. I'd rather not mention names of countries. There are certain countries on the continent where there are big problems, historical problems. And it makes me proud when I see that despite the deep political problems between those countries, their leadership in CAF hug each other, work together, and that's beautiful, because that's what we want for our children and for the continent. And this is why I'm saying I'm thankful to His Majesty King Mohammed VI. May God assist him. I'm thankful to the people of Morocco. I'm very proud of my brother Fauzi, and we will succeed, because whenever we do what is right and what is good for our continent and for our people, for the long term, our people recognize it. And there'll be problems, and there'll be arguments, there'll be fights. We'll reconcile and we'll move on. So thank you for that good question.
محمد صاحب النص ما هو رأيكم سيد رئيس باستسادات
where is it?
محمد
Oh, sorry.
ما هو رأيكم سيد رئيس باستسادات متكررة للاتحاد السنغالي لكرة القدم سواء في الرباط خلال كأس الافريقية او في ملعب ستاد دو فرانس او في دكار، واللي كان اخرها تقديم قميص المنتخب السنغالي بنجمتين كهدية لكم امس.
Let me repeat what was in the meeting I had with my brother Fauzi and with some of the which were perceived to be inappropriate, and no matter where they come from, and that's why what I'm emphasizing is I had a good meeting yesterday. And the good meeting is the positivity that came out of that meeting and the commitment. But you must also understand, forget about what happened over the last few days. We have got certain regulations as CAF that we will enforce, that we will implement, that requires respect for the regulations, the statutes of CAF, that requires that nobody brings CAF into disrepute. These are normal regulations and rules and legal requirements worldwide. And I can absolutely assure you that I have a duty to protect the 54 nations that are part of CAF. And if there's any violation of our rules and regulations, we will implement it. Having said that, I also want to emphasize that, you know what happens when you've got these sort of instances, the sort of problems challenges we have now, is that sometimes you find people who want to instigate it, who wants to use it for populist objectives, who wants to make a big fight out of it. And occupying the moral high ground, and at times not responding to allegations which are frivolous, and maintaining a sense of commitment to unity. And what encourages me is so many of the 54 member association presidents phoned me, President, thank you so much. Don't respond to that nonsense. Please, keep us together, keep us united. The thing that I don't like, and I'm saying it jokingly, some heads of state who phoned me and said, we feel sorry for you because we saw you at the final of the AFCON in Morocco. You look so worried and you look so sad. But we thank Allah that those problems happen whilst you are president, because we know you will resolve them. I said, please, I pray to Allah and say, please don't let them happen whilst I'm there. You know, I'm not saying they should happen whilst I'm gone. Don't let them happen. And we've got enough problems in Africa. But the point I'm making is that there's so much optimism, there's so much positivity, there's so much commitment to unity and working together, overwhelming. And I repeat by saying, I left Morocco, I left Senegal yesterday with a positive experience. And I'm leaving Morocco today with an equally positive experience. Tomorrow I'm in Zimbabwe to hand over the trophy to the under-15 African Schools Championship. Enormous success by all our young people on the continent. And then we've got a lot to be proud of. Are there problems? Are there weaknesses? Have there been failures? Yes. But overwhelmingly, we are making progress, and we will continue to build on that.
Mr. President?
In terms of the commitment to work together, which is good. But you will have seen from the media, they showed it to me this morning. I said, if anybody wants to initiate legal action alleging that there is corruption in CAF, I don't only welcome them, I encourage them. I encourage them to go to court and go to wherever they want to go. And the people say, I said there's nothing to hide. I'm not really, it's okay, they can say what. I mean, the journalists can make their own interpretation, but I'm very clear in my mind. If anybody or any government or any individual has any perception of there's an allegation of corruption and you want to go to court, please go ahead. As I said, I don't just welcome it, I encourage you to do that. If there's anything you're aware of that I'm not aware of, tell me. And we always conduct investigations. We've done that. Lengthy investigations with independent judges, independent people with integrity, because it's also, it exposes us to what these allegations entail. But I know that some of the allegations are absolutely unfounded. But this answer is very simple. If there's anything you want to bring to our attention, bring it to our attention. We've got our own processes that are looking up all the time. And I've also realized one of the things that was raised in Senegal raised a different matter where they said they communicated with the Secretariat of CAF, and the Secretariat of CAF did not respond. Now that's unacceptable. That's disrespectful. You know, they raised issues, whatever those issues are. We have a duty. The Secretariat has a duty. If anybody communicates with us, they have to come back to you immediately, even if they just say, thank you very much. We acknowledge receipt of your email. We'll come back to you. So for me, it's one of those ongoing areas where just simple communication within camp, nothing to do with Morocco, nothing to do with some of the other issues that we discussed, but just as a matter of practice, just be polite and respectful. If anybody communicates on our side, we should communicate and do so. So, I've answered the question.
أخطاء تحكيمية. هناك مجموعة من الأمور التي تسيء لكرة القدم المغربية. حتى المغرب لم يسلم من هذه الأمور. حتى ممثل المملكة المغربية السي فوزي القجع الذي هو عضو في المكتب التنفيذي وفي الفيفا دائما ما يتعرض لهجومات من طرف بعض أعضاء الكاف وكذلك من طرف بعض الموظفين صح التعبير، لكن داخل الكاف لم نرى يوما قرارات حازمة. نسمع منكم فقط الخطابات ولم نرى أي قرار يشفي الغليل من أجل ربما وضع حد لهذه الأمور التي تسيء لكرة القدم الإفريقية. اليوم يمكننا نقول أن المغرب يدفع ثمن يعني المبادرات ديالو من أجل تحسين صورة كرة القدم الإفريقية. لذلك سؤالي سيكون كالتالي السيد الرئيس: هل أنتم واعون بمدى خطورة هذا الأمر الذي يتعلق بالصورة العامة لكرة القدم الإفريقية؟ وما هي الإجراءات الملموسة؟ أنا نتحدث عن إجراءات وليس خطابات وكلام فقط، إجراءات ملموسة ننتظرها من الكاف من أجل إعادة الثقة لهذا الجهاز أمام الرأي العام العالمي والإفريقي بالخصوص. شكرا لكم.
A very good question, but I'm never going to make promises that I cannot keep. Neither am I going to make undertakings which cannot be fulfilled overnight or in the short term. The facts are there's good progress, and that has been made concerning governance, concerning transparency, concerning the quality of refereeing, improvements. We've lost a bit of that, and I think partly is because of this professionalism partnership we had, which was terminated without, or in fact, which was not continued. Gianni Infantino didn't know about that, neither did I. So it is important that when there are deficiencies and difficulties, that we recognize them. But you need to do more than that. You take effective corrective measures. And what makes me happy is that some of the effective corrective measures we've taken is reflected and recognized by our partners. When I became president, we owed $100 million. We now have a positive $150 million and we give $150 million, and we have increased the prize money, and partly also thank you to Morocco, and thank you to the chairman of my finance committee. So we don't live in heaven or in some kind of idealistic world. We live on planet Earth. There will be problems and there will be failures, and we have to confront them, and we've got to solve them, and we've got to move on. And what is more important is our people are not stupid. They can see it when I stand up and I say, yes, our referees are fair and impartial, and they look at the match and they say, oh no, the president says one thing, what we see is something else. I say the CAF judicial bodies are as good as the best in the world, and the decisions that are taken doesn't inspire confidence. So we've got a clear understanding of the consistency of progress and confidence and integrity that's required. But I'm going to say again what I said yesterday in Senegal. We've got to stop this excessive negativity. Stop it. Where we consistently believe that Africa fails. Look at those Africans again. Look at what happened in Morocco. Look at what happened at the final. It only happens in Africa. That's nonsense. We are embarrassed. And we take action, extensive action, to say that will never happen again. And maybe 2 years from now, whenever I'm not president of CAF, there'll be another problem. But we will make sure that there are legal instruments and laws and regulations in place to deal effectively with those issues. So we must stop this sense of persistent failure, of powerlessness, of lack of confidence, lack of self-belief. This AFCON was a world-class AFCON. World-class, by all standards. World-class stadiums, world-class pitches, world-class transport. And we've recognized the challenges we had at the final, but as I said, we'll come out of that stronger and more united than ever before. I will protect every single one of the countries in Africa. It's my duty. I'm not running a popularity campaign here. I've got a duty that's based on the truth, that's based on the facts, and also that recognizes that it is important what people think of CAF. And even when there's falsehood and negative information, that information has an impact on their assessment, and we must just keep, standing up, and if we fall, stand up and keep building and keep building and keep building. We've got a lot to be proud of.
We'll take the last two questions.
هذا البرنامج قدم لكم من طرف كوتي سبور. كوتي سبور منتوج المغربية للألعاب والرياضة.
MDGS نربحوا الرياضة.